As always, very exciting news that are happening in the crypto space that we'll discuss today. So just bear with me one moment. We're about to go live in just a second. All right, perfect. Welcome everybody to today's In Crypto show. My name is Vitaly Dubinin, and we are discussing the latest and greatest news about crypto and Bitcoin, and nothing has been going on in the last 48 hours with Bitcoin. No, I'm just joking. There's always something that is going on, right? And even if the news are kind of repetitive and from many different sources, there's always development, there's always something that is going on, which we're going to discuss today. So looking at the market, Bitcoin is trading at right about $7,000 right now. And we are kind of in the indecision phase. As you can see, a Bitcoin price has broken this trend line starting from March this year, and both on the upper side and on the downside, right? And the last couple of days, we're seeing Bitcoin in an indecision, kind of like, is this the end of the little correction here, and we are going to start to this rally, or are we going down even further to the previous levels of support over here at $5,800, which is not that likely. You know, I'm seeing a lot of positive news with Bitcoin and what is going on, which we'll discuss today. So more likely Bitcoin is going to bounce back from here and go like this and this and have higher highs, right? So we're testing this area right now at $7,000. The market is at is indecisive in the last 24 hours. Mostly it's 0 to 1%, something like that, with some exceptions. Of course, we're seeing Hollow at 30% up, so congratulations if you're holding on to Hollow. I make a nice move on the Hollow and trading back in the day, months ago, last month. So is it a pump or is it something sustainable? We're going to see. Moac, Zcash, Polymath, Ethereum Classic has made a jump because it's going to be listed on a Coinbase exchange. So received some positive news over there, and of course we're having the biggest gainers and losers with some of the smallest coins. We can see 128% was Tourist token, interesting. 121% was Bitcoin File. 95% was Viki token. Okay, so on the yesterday or a couple days ago, we actually have been discussing this biggest news of the years, according to Brian Kelly from CNBC, which is new IC crypto platform. The Intercontinental Exchange was a huge firm. They are creating this startup that is called Bakkt, B-A-K-K-T, with such global brands in partnership like Microsoft, Boston Group, and Starbucks. Now, after this announcement, it's a very positive news because people will be able to very easily, trade the fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat, all of that in regulated exchange in US, right? And this will prepare the ground for the Bitcoin ETF to be approved by the SEC more easily with that in place. Okay, a lot easier to approve when you have ICE and the New York Stock Exchange, right, creating a platform like that. Now, I also said on the media, kind of blow things out of proportion, saying that people will be able to just go and buy Starbucks coffee and other stuff with Bitcoin. And it is not the case. It is not the case. It's not actually what is happening. No coffee for Bitcoin. So they're clarifying this. So you are not able at this moment in time yet to go and buy coffee at Starbucks with Bitcoin, but you'll be able to trade basically Bitcoin for dollars or load it into US dollar card and then buy the Starbucks products with US dollars, right? But they are looking into the space, they're investigating into blockchain and seeing how they can get involved. So they are developing in this area. Now the SEC now reviewing the trading fees and the business model of cryptocurrency exchanges. They recently have been seeking information on the commissions, how they're working, how the fees are working on the exchanges. And I think they're preparing this ground to get more information, more insight, more knowledge to approve the Bitcoin ETF. And that's why they're doing this. They're sniffing the ground. They want to understand the business model better of how the exchanges operate. So that's positive news. That's positive news for sure. Now Jamie Dimon from J.P. Morgan and the Chase Bank, the fourth largest bank, he's saying that they're going to use blockchain for a whole lot of things, and he refused to comment further on cryptocurrency and his involvement with that. Although I know behind the scenes they're buying Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and stuff like that, but yeah, there is a high level of interest from the banking sector into the cryptocurrency space, and all of this stuff is happening behind the scenes. So in the media, you'll not be able to see that just as easily about what is going on. Now the biggest probably news for the day is actually the second largest German stock exchange and the ninth largest in Europe is going to be doing crypto trading and launching an ICO platform, and they're trading on $80 billion, guys. This Stuttgart Bowers, so that's huge. That's huge. There is a lot of volume out there, and they recognize the importance of creating a highly trusted and regulated crypto exchange in Europe, and allowing to ICOs to function in Europe. So when we are seeing companies like a German bank like this, and this stock exchange in Germany, Stuttgart Bowers, who are launching their own big projects on trading crypto and ICOs, you understand how big this space is going to become, and we're just barely got started. And also some positive news coming from this time the Korean crypto exchange, that Upbit, that was raided by the police, and saying that they were not really doing their job well, not presenting they're insolvent basically, and they said that all is fine, all his finances is fine, the firm is operating as it should, so nothing to worry about over there. And Upbit has risen in the amount of trading activity because of BitHump, the problems with it. So Upbit is not now overtaking South Korea, and as you know, China and South Korea and all of those Asian countries, Japan, they're a big driver of force for Bitcoin and the whole crypto community. So those are the main news for today. Nothing major is going on. We're basically going to see with Bitcoin whether it is going to break this trend line and the $7,200 and then $8,000, and then move to the next rally this August, as we are predicting about 9,500 or maybe touching 10,000 by the end of August, and we're going to see if this is going to hold true. This is a psychological level at about $10,000. If we hit that level, we can possibly surpass it. Now it's still a long cry for $20, $30, $40,000 that we could see when a big catalyst news like Bitcoin ETF will be approved. We can see much higher all-time highs than the last $20,000 and surpass it to $40, $50, $60,000 for Bitcoin. So a little bit patience required in this market for Bitcoin, and of course you can learn a lot about trading cryptocurrencies on our Crypto Trading Millionaires coaching that we do every single week, and understand how to increase the amount of Bitcoin that you have and increase your portfolio. So I'm looking forward to see you guys there as well, and for next updates about the state of affairs with the Bitcoin crypto market. All right, see you in the next